Welcome back into the big show. So, eating healthy is a good thing, right? We talk about it all the time. We want to fuel our bodies with food that make us feel good and live well as well.
Okay, but sometimes a focus on healthy eating can go too far, and it can lead to something called orthorexia. Have you guys heard of this? Well, psychologist Dr. Karin Ryan with Nystrom and Associates is here to talk to us more about this. Okay, welcome to America. We always take it a little too far. Orthorexia, this is interesting. Is this like a diagnosed illness, or is this just like a tendency?
Yeah, it's not a current diagnosis in the DSM-5, but it's well known. It was first came to a term in 1996 by Dr. Bratman, kind of started to coin the term orthorexia, which is essentially an obsession about eating healthy and healthy food. And so it's beyond that normal just wanting to eat healthy, and it really goes to a place where it starts to cause some problems or issues for the person.
Okay, so it's about the choices you're making, not maybe about the quantity of food that you're having, or in like a bulimic sense, eating the food and then purging it out.
Yeah.
So when we talk about that, how is that different than the other eating disorders?
Yeah, what you'll find is there's similarities among them all, but there's some differences. So like you said, for like anorexia, that's really, it's restrictive eating and it's a lower body weight. So it's a body weight that isn't kind of up to healthy standards. Where bulimia, we tend to see there's that compensation afterwards. So it's either purging or excessive exercise that's there. And then binge eating is eating, faster and larger quantities of food and kind of feeling out of control when you do that. So all of them have the theme of kind of control, relationships with food, tie in anxiety, but the difference with orthorexia is it's really that focus on healthy eating, at what is healthy, what's good, what's bad, what follows my rules, what doesn't.
Okay, so all right, what are some signs that you or a loved one might be struggling with this? Because I think this is tricky. Like, this is tricky waters, because there are lots of people who are like, this is the type of food I want to eat. This is how I feel the best eating.
Absolutely.
And that's applauded. So how do we know when it's like, ooh, we've taken it too far to like an obsessive situation?
Yeah, great question. There's some really helpful signs to watch for that. So that would be, some of the signs would be, you can't enjoy activities. You can't enjoy events or certain things because you can't eat the way you want to. So you find yourself avoiding those things. Or you find yourself skipping meals or not getting adequate nutrition because it doesn't fit within those guidelines. There tends to be a reaction of like guilt or shame if you eat something that is not deemed like healthy enough for you. So then you're kind of riddled with shame.
Okay, this is good. I don't have it because I never have guilt about food. I never have guilt about food.
Think about what is the difference? You know what? Where we can make healthy choices, but then when does it become a hindrance? Or you find yourself really thinking, spending a lot of time thinking about what's healthy, how am I going to get it, how can I not? And so it starts to impact your relationships. It starts to impact the things you attend. It starts to impact your concentration because you're thinking about it all the time.
Right.
And then it can really lead to some malnourishment, because what happens is typically the rules become more and more rigid about what is healthy and what isn't. And so then you have a limited diet, which then you're trying to eat healthy, but in turn you're not actually getting the nutrition that you need.
So that was going to be my question, is like what it leads into. And here's the scary part, is because we both of us are like really, we like to learn about health and wellness and food and stuff like that, and food sourcing. There's endless amounts of information, right? So you are going to go down this road, and all of a sudden, those barriers become tighter and tighter, because as you educate yourself, you're going to be like, well, I can't make that choice now because I can't make that. Does it lead into other eating disorders?
It absolutely can, right? It absolutely can lead into those other things, right? Because then we find ourselves like malnourished, and then we can become underweight, or we become craving certain foods and things, and we're not letting ourselves have them, and then we can lead to more binging. So it really can lead it to like unhealthy things.
Okay, so what can help? Like, how can we set ourselves up for success? And especially if you're a person who's maybe like, okay, I want to learn more about healthy eating, and I want to eat better, and I want to feed my family better, but I want to make sure that I'm doing that in a safe way.
Yep, and so being thoughtful about how much you consume, how much information, because we're bombarded all the time with like, healthy, eat clean, do this, which again, those are all good things, but if you find yourself consuming a lot of it and trying to like go down that rabbit hole, can you stop yourself? Cognitive behavioral therapy, so like being aware of your thoughts about those rules. Can I challenge them? Okay, wait, I know I want to eat healthy, but this is going to a place where this isn't serving me well. I'm not able to enjoy time with friends. This is a healthy and good thing for me to be able to be a little flexible. In therapy, what you'll do is try to slowly incorporate more types of foods, right? So it's become really rigid, and it's become scary, like anxiety producing to think about going outside of those rules. And so that's when being with a therapist who specializes in eating disorders or working with a nutritionist to really help you kind of slowly integrate more foods within your diet, and then do that kind of cognitive work and some relaxation work too. So it's that mind-body kind of connection to help you be able to make those changes to get it back into that healthy zone.
Healthy range.
Yeah.
Healthy range, yeah.
So as you sort of back up this situation, and maybe not this like clinically diagnosed disorder just yet, but are there commonalities of maybe somebody's personality, their background, that would lead someone to go down this road of orthorexia?
Yeah, what you'll find with a lot of times is like they can be triggered by a time of stress, right? So when things kind of start to feel a little out of control, or you're losing control in one area, we tend to like try to control other things. So you can see that if somebody's going through the big stressor, if there's anxiety in their life, it tends to, like, if there's perfectionism, right? And so if there's some perfectionism there and self-esteem issues, really trying to like get it just right. So that's what you can see. There's that kind of that theme of like wanting to be good and good enough and healthy enough. And so those are some of the things that can be some predispositions for that.
Oh, this is so helpful, Dr. Ryan. You're so great.
It's helpful to think about and just know, right? And knowing
Right.
you're not alone if you're going through this, and that there's help out there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's tricky and informative. Thank you so
my
much.
pleasure.
All right, so Nystrom and Associates provides care in the fields of family therapy, psychiatry, psychology, and so much more. They have 20 locations in the Twin Cities.
So if you're struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, or addiction, just call them. Reach out to them today. They're like Dr. Ryan, so laid back, really helpful. More Twin Cities Live is coming up next.